Hi, this is Marcy with my Week 2 presentation. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic to record this presentation. This week I researched whether to lease or buy hardware. It's kind of a crossroads for school districts on what's the best situation to use. A lease is a legal agreement that lets someone use equipment for a period of time with a return payment. To purchase, you would purchase it and have the equipment after paying for it. The budgets have to be a balancing act for school districts, and with the state government or the state budget cuts, every school district is trying to watch every penny that they can. Some schools may have had a 3 to 5 year replacement plan for their technology. And they might pay for that technology through educational grants, federal funding, their general funds, or by using bonds. The other option is to lease the hardware. You make a lease agreement with the company to lease the equipment over 3 years or 5 years, and you just pay on a monthly basis or an annual basis, and that would be easier for the school's budget. Some of the information I found about leasing is that at the end of the lease agreement, you can either buy or return the hardware. And that lease agreements are easily customized depending on who you lease from. I did find that HP, Dell, and Apple all have leasing options as well as purchasing options. Schools that have leased hardware for one-to-one plans to have a device for every student, one device for one student. I thought it was interesting that some of them have an annual tech fee that the parents need to pay. I saw one district that had a $25 annual tech fee, and it covers insurance and maintenance on the device. Some of them had ones that I think it was $67, and it included a protection plan, but there was also a $100 deductible on the device. I think that would be good for parents to know that there is a deductible. It might make them stress to their child how important it is to be careful with the device, that it's just not a toy and that they just can't do whatever they want with it. And at the end of lease agreements, instead of the district purchasing back, you can have an option where the parents can purchase back the device. Might be good for a student that's in, a senior in high school and might need a computer for his first year of school until they find out what exactly they need. Keep the device that they're already familiar with. Leasing will also help with budgeting, and you have an annual budget and you have an annual payment for your lease. And if you're leasing, it can also help with your refreshment. Every piece of hardware in the district is the same. Another thing that I read numerous times was that if you're planning on leasing, you need to plan and plan and plan. Look back at your plan and then plan some more. It's just not a hasty decision that one should make. Although the leases that I seem to come across could be customized. So there's all those little details in a lease that school districts should take very serious. As with anything, there's a lot of pros and cons. Of course, the information in the sites that I saw had more pros to leasing as opposed to purchasing. You have a lower upfront cost. You can customize your payment terms. And you have the ability to bundle the cost of the hardware, software, and service for the equipment. You have predictable monthly payments, more effective life cycle management, fewer maintenance problems because you're leasing new equipment. You have ready access to the cutting edge technology. You have an easier disposal of old equipment. If at the end of your lease period, the company just comes and takes everything back. You're able to get a larger quantity of computers sooner because you're paying over time. and it's a good way to stay current and refresh technology. Now, the cons to a lease agreement that I found was that at the end of the lease agreement, if you are returning your equipment, each device must be wiped clean. And if any device is modified, it voids the warranties on the equipment. And the funds can be allocated for the life of the lease. And at the end of your lease, you must either release, if you're returning all your hardware, because it's the end of your lease, you need to decide whether you're going to release or purchase all over again. So it's decision time. And what do school districts do? In my personal experience, we've always had a 5-year replenishment plan. When we started in our elementary, our 5th grade classrooms got their computers first. The 2nd year 4th grade got it. The 3rd grade got it. I think the 4th year 2nd and 3rd got it. And then the 5th year we took care of all of the special ed and kindergarten. And the replacement plan was to be at year 6 we would replace the 5th grade. That worked for a couple of years, and as things are getting more and more expensive, what we've decided to do is we went into the thin client option, where multiple workstations share a single processor. It has really cut down on the amount of time needed for staff, especially in the summer. We were a district that we upgrade everything. The district I student taught in, they only upgraded computers when they had issues with them. Some computers were running XP, some computers were running Windows 7. It was really crazy. I was surprised that everything wasn't on the same operating system. My recommendations, I think that if you're going to actually do a one-to-one plan with a device one device per student, I think leasing would be the way to go. I think you have to watch those the fine print in the lease, and maybe the teacher's device in the offices could be purchased. I think a lot of it depends on your network size and your staff. Your leasing includes maintenance plan, repair, and insurance. If you have a staff that takes care of that, if you're leasing, could you cut staff for that? Nobody likes to hear about cutting staff. So I think this is a really tough decision for districts. If you have any questions, thank you for listening.